Happy Super Bowl to all who celebrate from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. If you're like me, Super Bowl Sunday is mostly about watching the game. Having some food and some stuff. Great. Okay, I want to watch the game, but I also want to bet on the game, and I want to bet on other things in and around the game. Yeah, I'm the guy who will bet the anthem length. I'll place a wager or 2 or 10. That's what makes it so great on FanDuel, because you can bet so many different ways on the Super Bowl. And new customers join today. You'll get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. FanDuel.com/Hardy. FanDuel.com/Hardy. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Massachusetts. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Hope is here. Gambling helpline ma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com or call 1-800-GAM-1234.
B-Pod Studios.
Dutcher and Hardy, the reviews are in.
I got to say, I don't want to talk about you. Give me about 5 minutes of my time.
What he said. Now more of on the Sports Hub.
We are proud to give you the Seattle Kraken. Seattle is a city built by the sea, and our Puget Sound is notorious for its deep waters.
That is the kind of professionalism that only the NHL can give to you. When the NHL tries, it can be a little disarming. When the NHL tries, like when they do their awards and they have like a magician as one of the presenters. You know him from his one-man Vegas show, Lance Burton. I think that actually happened. We are Touch and Ari, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. But as people in the region know, it can be difficult to be a hockey fan in the wild if you've ever traveled or moved anywhere else. Dave Hill is a comedian, writer, musician, raconteur. He understands the world of radio. He's author of many books, including The Awesome Game, One Man's Incredible Globe-Crushing Hockey Odyssey. He joins us on the Volkswagen Dealers Expert Hotline. Dave Hill, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thanks for having me.
And how did you become this sort of hockey fan? How did you become such a big fan of the game?
Well, my grandfather was from Clinton, Ontario, so it was kind of my siblings and I were thrown on the ice at, as soon as the placenta was rinsed off us. Okay. We were sort of forced into all things Canadian, and so hockey was a part of that. But I've loved it since I knew it existed. Ever since I, saw little kids playing it, and then but I grew up in Cleveland, which is it's more popular now than it was. But hockey, when I was growing up, was not. It was not popular at all.
Well, I've been following your career, and I follow you on Instagram, and you got a very DIY situation where you have put a call out to NHL teams and to hockey teams. You're an accomplished musician, but you put a call out to these teams to allow you to perform the national anthem. Correct?
Yeah, my book had come out that you were so kind to mention, The Awesome Game, which is about hockey, of course. But also amazing literature in general. I just thought it would be fun because I was like, now that I don't have like the influence or money of my publisher to get, hockey access, what can I do? Since my NHL dreams were dashed at about the age of 13, I was like, how can I get free tickets and get close to the ice? I thought, well, I can play the anthem. They seem to let any idiot do that. And, but, depending on whom you ask. Anyway, yeah, I did a post on Instagram, and so many people wanted to help. I would get all these DMs from people. Like, there was one guy was like, "Hey, are you available to do the anthem in Columbus October 29th?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in. Do you work for the Columbus team?" And like, no, I just thought I would write the Blue Jackets and see. There was it was just a lot of people wanting to pitch in, like as if like, well, apparently Dave's afraid to email teams, so I'll do it.
Well, Dave, I would think that some people don't know whether or not to take you seriously because, like Fred, I'm a fan of your work, and I love following you on Instagram. And my daughter and I were going through a bunch of your stuff last night. She was so nervous for me today. She's like, "I don't know that you can talk to him. You're not funny enough." I'm like, "It's okay. It's okay. We're just gonna be nice to each other. It's okay." But
yes,
people must think that you're joking if they don't know about your career in music and your career as an author. They just don't only know you as a comedian and from some of the stuff that you do. Do you find that they think you're just doing this as a send-up, whether it's your book or wanting to perform the anthem? Or do you run into that? Like people just aren't taking you, like this is a serious offer you're making?
I think so. I mean, I try not to question it. I just boldly just keep moving forward. But yeah, because the first thing, what happened is I ended up doing it. A comedian friend, Raj Suresh, knew someone at the Cleveland Monsters, the AHL team, and they were playing the day after Thanksgiving, and he talked to his buddy, and they said, "Yeah, we would love to have you," and they were playing the Toronto Marlies, and so they said, "Well, can you?" They did ask for me to send like a video of me doing it, which I respected. I ran upstairs to the bedroom and learned the national anthem really fast.
Yeah,
and then,
bragging, and then, humble bragging. I just picked it up.
But that was that was the thing. I didn't really know how to play it, and before I started asking around, and then I made the video, and they said, "Sure, come on down." And but I don't know. Maybe I should have seen hints of the controversy. I'm guessing we're gonna
because you played the national anthem at an NHL game, and then people gave you crap for it. It got weird reviews. Explain what happened.
Well, so I did it at the AHL game, and then I was coming, and people when I'll tell you what, if you can get to do the anthem, it really is. Aside from playing on one of the teams, when you walk around the arena, everyone's really nice to you, which is great. So I thought, I want to experience this so I was going to LA, and the Violent Gentleman, the hockey clothing brand.
No,
and if you don't, you should check out their stuff. They're huge hockey fans, and they do kind of hockey lifestyle clothes that are really great. Anyway, that's not a plug. That's just me, a fan talking.
All right, you're not getting compensated.
Not getting compensated, and. So I knew one of the guys there, and then he knew a guy in Anaheim, and then so Anaheim was like, "Yeah, come do it." And then it turns out they were fans, some people that work for the Ducks, and so they were like, "Oh, we saw your post, but we didn't think you would come to Anaheim." I'm like, "Yeah, in the post, I think I said I would go anywhere in North America on my own dime." And so, but I was going to LA anyway. I went down there, and everyone at the Ducks, they were so nice to me. Gave me all sorts of. I got a Ducks jersey with my name and number, my made-up number 77. Twice Phil Esposito.
Yeah,
and not really. Or 11 times. Am I getting that right? But anyway. So yeah, I did it, and I thought, well, I'll go to the game. I'll get to bring my friends to the game. We'll see a game. Maybe I'll get some swag. We'll have some free food and drinks. I didn't think beyond that. It was just a way to, game the system and not have to buy tickets. And but then the next day, people started sending me all these things. William Nylander for the Maple Leafs laughing throughout my. Anthem. I choose to believe he was in favor of it.
Yeah.
There has been online controversy about it. Anyway, Sportsnet in Canada posted it.
Did anyone in Anaheim say anything? Because what was interesting about it is that all the videos you posted were from Canada. Like, Canadians were it seemed like they were way more tuned in to what was going on.
It was on national television.
Okay, all right.
So it was available on TV in America, but it wasn't like, on
It wasn't
NBC.
on like Hockey Night in Canada or something like that, right?
Right, but it was anyone watching hockey in Canada saw it that night. So
it just shows the difference. Yeah, go ahead.
Superior Nation. Everyone's watching hockey.
Exactly.
So there's the show Breakfast Television, which is like the Today Show of Canada, which I know because I've been on the show twice. But somehow, even though I just been on the show, they were like, we don't know who this guy is. And they smack talked me for 4.5 minutes straight. And I thought, is there really, they have a lot of guests, sure, but is there no one there who was like, wait, this guy was just here on the show?
And also, like, you're a comedian and, like, you're shredding. There's no doubt about it. Like, you're tickling the frets. I mean, you're showcasing your skills. But it's not like like insane. You know what I'm saying? Like when you put the news thing on Instagram, I thought like, wow, he's gonna go like it's gonna be this like real like he took 5 minutes, right? Like and he's just like using like a whammy bar, just going wah, or like doing some like weird avant-garde thing. Like you played the national anthem. It didn't seem like that big a deal.
I didn't think so either. In fact, like. After I finished, I thought I played it way too safe. I thought, I stuck too close to the original. But apparently the people of Canada disagreed. Trevor Zegras from the Ducks, how they mic players sometimes? Yeah. I don't know if you saw this. They had a mic on him, so he's at a face-off, and, I think in his defensive zone, and I forget the Maple Leafs player, they're standing right next to each other, and he goes, Maple Leafs guy goes, that was the craziest anthem ever. And Zegras goes, crazy, not the best.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
So,
and then they fought.
So, and then he's like, hey, all right, good luck. And he goes, good luck, buddy. And like the Roadrunner clocking in for work or something. I was... But I say this with all art forms, comedy, music, radio. You want people to love it or hate it. You don't want what's liking something. Who cares? So I was thrilled that people hated it. I was thrilled. I will say I got literally hundreds of messages of support.
Yes, in this very controversial time of your. Because I would imagine. And then people get weird about national anthems and stuff. Like, okay.
They do, but I mean, I think the last Rangers game I went to, they had some choir that twisted it into, unrecognizable, which is great. Like, the national anthem, first of all, and this is probably the most controversial thing I'll say. It's a horrible song.
It's not the greatest in terms of structure.
Francis, they're like, how do they come up with it? Like, they're like, I don't know, my friend Francis writes stuff. Let's ask him. He was the only guy to submit an anthem, I think, for the national anthem, because it's horrible.
It's really
the Canadian anthem.
Yeah. All Canada blows it out of the water,
Yeah.
It has it changes modes not to get too musical on you.
Oh, there you go.
But I mean, it's a vastly superior composition.
Well, Neil Peart,
and speaking to, as well, he should have. But I mean, when I was a kid, I knew it in English and French from watching hockey on cable. That's what a hockey fan I am.
And to be fair, Neil Peart only wrote the lyrics.
No, that
was his game.
And they were to the Fountainhead. It was an ode to the Fountainhead. And Ryan.
I really like the deep Rush knowledge being dropped here subtly. It's impressive.
If you don't think Geddy Lee was on the show to promote the great book of bases, my friend, you have got the wrong show, Mr. Geddy.
Well, I have that book and his new book, My Effin' Book, which is also great.
The best is them touring with Kiss and just like Kiss in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And then like not knowing what to do with Gene Simmons, as Gene Simmons was with every 16-year-old girl in sight. But yes.
But
And Dan O'Brien just told me that Geddy Lee is going on tour with Tenacious D.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
right, Dan.
I am.
You're going on tour with Tenacious D?
Wait, what?
Oh, hold on.
Dave Hill, Geddy Lee, same difference.
Dave.
I was about to freak out because I was like, well, that would be arguably an upgrade in some ways, but I'm going on.
I can't wait to hear like how this goes, and hopefully you'll come on the show again because I'm a huge Tenacious D fan. I have the unhappy distinction of introducing them at the worst show that they've ever done. And if you ask those guys, what's the worst gig you ever played, they will talk about this show, and I had to do the stage intro that night. It was not their fault. They were just booked at the wrong place on the wrong night. It was a bad setup. But their live show was
probably great.
Oh, it was.
They're amazing. I've toured with them before. I toured with them in the fall in the South, and I saw Metallica 2 weeks before I went on tour with Tenacious D, and I love Metallica, but Tenacious D blows them out of the water. I'm not joking.
No,
way better show, better everything, better musicianship. They have more fire. They have a giant inflatable Satan, anatomically correct. It's just a better show.
So Satan had male genitalia?
That's what I'm suggesting.
Okay, all right.
Well, that's from the Rise of the Phoenix era.
By the way, did you ever see the show Kyle
Yes.
Gass was on? That was a sitcom by the dude from the Vandals, Kyle Gass.
No.
Yes, it was a punk rock sitcom. You've not seen it?
I have to ask him about this.
Oh, it's horrible.
No,
I
have to.
He don't like it.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, it's the dude from the Escalante from the Vandals made this like sitcom. There's like 5 episodes of it, and Kyle Gass is one of the stars.
Oh wow!
So it's not good.
Is it on?
It's on probably on YouTube.
Dave, are you in the band? Are you part of the band? Are you opening for them? What is your gig?
I open for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I open for them. I do like a half an hour of awesomeness. But their drummer and bass player joined me. So Scott and John, they back me up, and I tell jokes and rip guitar solos, and I jump around on my BMX bike. It's a full show.
I want to go to this show more than any show I've ever wanted to go to.
Well, I'll tell you, Dave Hill sometimes has to ask his fans for a BMX bike at the venue. And will you get a ticket to the show if you bring a BMX bike to the venue?
Yes. This has happened. I don't know how you. Oh, I think I posted on Instagram the same thing.
You did post it, yeah.
I'm honestly like I'm starting to realize I should because I did that, and then the other night I rode my BMX bike on stage with Pantera at Madison Square Garden, and now I'm like maybe I should start putting on Instagram like I want to be in a movie with Robert De Niro. Or like, I want a car.
It's like
like things that will monetary things.
It's like
will
praying.
Change my life.
They're like if you pray just long enough, you put it out in the universe, you will receive these riches. It's the same thing with Instagram. Well, listen, Dave Hill.
I think so.
I mean, you could get a lot of stuff. You got to play the national anthem. You got to go on a BMX bike with Pantera, and who's playing guitar for Pantera now?
Zach Wild.
Zach Wild. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Zach Wild.
And he's doing a great job. The show's amazing. He and Charlie have been on tear. They're bringing the heat.
From Anthrax. There you go. Dave Hill. Well, listen, we didn't even get a time to get to the book. We'll have to have you on again. The book is
we got to talk. Yeah, to plug the book. Plug the book.
I'm plugging it now. Yes. The Awesome Game. One man's incredible globe-crushing hockey odyssey. You'll love it even if you don't like hockey. It's world travel.
It's the best hockey book. It's the best hockey book.
And that's saying something. I mean, it is the best hockey book.
Bruins are mentioned.
Dave Hill's a closet Bruins fan. He enjoys the Bruins.
I'm a huge original six. I'm all original six. But now my girlfriend, on the other hand, for reasons I don't understand, she hates the Bruins. And when we watch the Bruins in our living room, she screams and swears so loud, I'm afraid the police will come, like, fearing there's a domestic dispute.
Well, she behaves like a female Bruins fan, so maybe she is deep down a Bruins fan.
Basically.
Yeah, you
very violent.
Yeah, you spill any beer on a female Bruins fan, you're going to get yelled at. All right. Well,
I respect it.
Yeah, Dave Hill online. Follow Dave Hill on Instagram. We love Dave Hill. Dave Hill, thank you so much, sir.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we appreciate it. There you go, Dave Hill.
I think you and I should go to Glasgow.
in May, I should say, and see Dave Hill opening up for Tenacious D.
I know someone getting married in Glasgow.
What? Make it a whole thing.
How about that?
Playing Dublin, Scotland, all
Dave
over the
Hill
UK.
going across the world. Manifesting destiny on Instagram. Getting the deep Anne Ryan. How do you pronounce it? Anne
I don't know. I never say it out loud because I don't know.
Ryand. Wallach would know.
Fountainhead. That's all I know.
No. Individualism.
Atlas Shrugged.
Atlas Shrugged. The Fountainhead. Same author.
Yeah.
Individualism.
Probably supposed to read
Free will.
Probably supposed to read them both in high school. Didn't read either one.
Well, that's what free will is about.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
It's free will. Yes. Yeah. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Happy Super Bowl to all who celebrate from FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. If you're like me, Super Bowl Sunday is all about scoring the best seat on the couch, grabbing your favorite football snacks, and placing some Super Bowl bets. I also enjoy that my teams have never been in it. FanDuel has so many ways for you to end the season with a W or 2 or 3. Not only can you bet on who will win Super Bowl 58, but FanDuel also has bets for which players will score a touchdown, how many points will be scored, and so much more. New customers join today and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Fred to sign up. That's FanDuel.com/Fred. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Massachusetts. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Hope is here. Gambling helpline ma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com or call 1-800-GAM-1234.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Wondering who made our list of the top 5 all-time queens of country music? Did Carrie Underwood make the cut? Find out now when you text Queens to 45911 and scroll through the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Queens to 45911 to see the talented artists who rounded out our top 5 list.
Is elongating.
Weekday mornings.
Here goes Hardy.
Toucher and Hardy.
I no longer love things.
Let's go. Let's ride.
98.5.
Let's roll the dice.
Sports Hub.
I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey. It is the email bit. You can email John Wallach at JON at 985thesportshub.com or Dan O'Brien at DOBRIEN at 985thesportshub.com. You know how to reach Hardy and I. Mm-hmm. Matt, I said that I went to it's funny because I said on Friday I went to a restaurant in Hingham because I was showing how I'm a world traveler. And Hardy said, you got to be wary of the swingers, which got me laughing because the very place I went apparently is the swingers restaurant. And I had no idea, like I knew going in, like, oh, wow, this is supposed to be a swingers place. But there were, like, families and stuff. It was just a normal restaurant. Well, Matt writes, tried calling in to chime in the swingers bar in Hingham, but was getting to work, so I had to drop off. To back up everything the others said, striped shirts were once the norm, but they seem to have fallen out of favor. Oh. Keys on the bar is still common. Accidentally did this once about 10 years ago while I was still in college, grabbing a beer with a friend after we got out of work at a local grocery store and didn't know any better. Wanted to add the unofficial swingers night, from my understanding, is Wednesday nights.
Oh.
Stopped to name the redacted restaurant a few months ago after attending a wake to go grab a quick bite. After a few wobbly pops, it seems that the local divorcees are becoming a bit more ballsy. I haven't read this yet, but I'll read it now. After sitting alone at the bar for about 20 minutes, plenty of seats around me, a woman wearing a cheetah print sweater and her male companion sat down right next to me. They gave off their were too recently divorced people trying to get back out there vibes and thought a swingers bar would be a nice place to go. After a couple drinks in, she started rubbing her foot, against my bar stool and then my leg. No keys, no striped shirt, nothing. Not sure what vibes I was giving off, but given that I'm sleep-deprived, relatively new dad, I hadn't realized that it was Wednesday night and I had made myself an easy mark for a feral cougar and her companion who likely didn't realize he had been unwittingly signed up to be a cuckold. Definitely a spot for divorcee, so happy hunting, Fred. You'll definitely find a sugar mama. I was with a girl. I wasn't looking to swing. I would tell you if I was.
Well, I found an article from The Anchor, which apparently is a local Hingham publication. It says it is a false narrative about this restaurant and that it has driven some business away. He's tried to take one person quoted in the article said, a friend said, "Don't let the rumors get you down. It could be worse. Be happy that people are talking about you." But to this day, he is. He said the swinging rumors are part of a false narrative that's gone on for a long time.
It's a good narrative. Everyone knows the restaurant, and that's hard to buy. I mean, there's plenty of restaurants that sit there with no one talking about them. All right, this is another one from Joe. Good morning, Freddie T. I see Hardy mentioned the Ice Storm movie, which, of course, includes one of his favorites, Sigourney Weaver, as well as Joan Allen and Katie Holmes. I don't know why he'd like Katie Holmes. What's his favorite Mary Stuart masturbation movie? I think Mary Stuart Masterson is what he meant to say.
I think we found that out yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It's Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yeah. The biggest movie mismatch couple, Rob Lowe and Mare Winningham in St. Elmo's Fire.
Yeah, but they weren't really a couple.
He was using her.
A little bit. I think he did feel something for her, but I wouldn't call them a couple in that movie, no.
This one's for you, Fred. As a fellow lifelong Stern fan, you have to remember I never lived in a market where Stern was on live, except for college, which doesn't count. But
by the way, I also like Mary Stuart Masterson in Funny About Love, which is a Gene Wilder vehicle.
Is he really the guy from the Bears' grandfather, or they just look the same?
Oh no, it's the same guy.
Really?
Yeah, it's his grandson in The Bear.
Wow.
Yeah.
The guy from Shameless is Gene Wilder's grandson, huh?
Yeah.
Is that a Gilda Radner, Gene Wilder child? Is he the grandchild of that coupling?
Oh, no, wait a second. No, he's not related to Gene Wilder.
Okay, so it's just a thing.
Oh, I thought it's so prevalent. I thought it was.
Mike D's wasn't on the Wonder Years. This one's, or neither was Marilyn Manson. This one's for you, Fred. As a fellow lifelong Stern fan, what's your favorite era of the show? Jackie, Billy West, or Artie? When Jackie and Billy West were on, Billy West was very, 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 very good on that show. And that was, I think that might be the best entertainment that's ever existed. And here's one more, and then I'll get off mine. I was so excited to hear Cold Cuts McCartney this morning. He's my absolute favorite voice you do. If there's ever the time arises, could you do Cold Cuts Matt McCarthy?
Ooh.
I'd be so psyched. I had a couple thoughts here. Here's one. Since John Henry owns Liverpool, don't you mean liverwurst? You made my warning. Thank you. And here we go. Cold Cuts McCarthy. But you had an idea. I
think we have to put the hat on the hat on the hat, and it should be Cold Cuts Matt McCosby. So it's Bill Cosby,
yeah,
as Paul McCartney, as Cold Cuts McCartney, but talking about baseball.
So okay, here we go.
Bill Cosby.
Complaining about sandwiches.
It's portraying Cold Cuts McCarthy.
Cold Cuts McCarthy now.
But he's
about sandwiches at Fenway Park.
Talking about baseball.
Yeah, don't blow the punchline, Johnny boy. Here
Cosby, McCartney, Matt McCarthy.
Oh, the thing is about with the game, the sandwiches should only cost $5. John Henry, you're a miser with the thing, and the Jell-O is too expensive.
Now, can you put a little Southern McCarthy in there, too?
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Hi, with the thing. I can't do it.
No, you had it.
Hey, you know, with the thing in the go. Man, that's a lot. I don't know. I can't do it. But I can do Cold Cuts McCarthy. Oh, no, John Henry. More like John Pinch-a-Penny.
There you go.
That's not enough meat. You call this a Dagwood? I can fit it in my hand.
Cold Cuts McCarthy.
That's Cold Cuts McCarthy.
I like that. I like that a lot.
John Henry, you're a miser. You're like our first manager. You're the Pete Best of baseball. You swing and missed. You call this a sandwich? Thank you. All right, what do you got?
It's not an email. I got a text from Scott Zolak while Dave Hill was on. Wanted to know if it was a bit. No, it's not a bit. It is the most anti-Scott Zolak guest you could have.
Yeah, he couldn't understand.
Raconteur comedian who happens to have written a hockey book. So nothing that you're interested in, Zoe.
Yeah, I think you could show the Dave Hill experience to Scott Zolak. It's not gonna register.
No, I don't think so.
It's not the same as the Everclear audience.
Somebody also asked. This also relates to the midday show. Who got ownership of this or that, which is something that we did a lot during COVID, and every day we would come up with a this or that. I do not have ownership of it. That remains the property of the midday show, but he did suggest one this or that. He wanted to know you can only have one, remote start or heated seats. I figured we could probably get away with one.
I don't like heated seats. I don't like the sensation. I like a heated steering wheel. That I didn't know I needed until I got the Bronc. I never had a heated heated steering wheel before because I had the Ford Fusion. Then I had that clumsy Jaguar where they put the wrong door on when they manufactured the car, so I had to go get another door put on. And that thing was just don't get a Jaguar. They're really a pain in the ass.
Cheap to repair, too.
Just time-consuming to repair.
Yeah.
Like, you got to take it to the dealership. You can't get an oil change and a Valvoline. You got to get them at the dealership.
Man.
It's a whole
raw
thing.
deal.
And it's not like they're that cool either. It wasn't like a super expensive car. I think the Bronco's more expensive than the Jaguar was. But I don't like the heated seats. And I don't really use the remote start. Like, why would you? The car's cold for 10 seconds. I think I have a heater on the engine block. I think I paid for that. Who knows if it's in it? Like, how would I know if it's even in the thing? Yeah. But the guy's like, for like $200, and I really suggest you do it. And I like the guy. He's like, why don't you get... It's not even the color it was supposed to be. I had to wait a year and a half for the Bronco. He ordered it.
It's the wrong color?
It's the wrong color.
Oh, nice.
I'm not positive it's the Bronco I ordered. Like, I'm definitely not, but I'd waited so long for it, and it was there. Like, you drive to the dealership, like, you get the paperwork going. Like, I'm not going to, like, not take the car.
And they got that True Coat on there. It's only an extra $500.
Yeah, I don't usually go for the add-ons, but when they were building the car for me, the guy's like, I just suggest you get this thing. It heats the engine block and gets the car heated faster. For all I know, it's probably not even in the car. But I don't remote start the car unless there's a snowstorm. And then I don't come to work anyway.
I like the heated seats for about 3 minutes, and then it's too hot, and I end up turning them off. And I don't use I use the remote start more now than I did, but that's only because I'm trying to.
That's why you want the heated seats. You warm up quicker, then you can turn that off and use the regular.
No,
I don't like the feeling of the
long.
heat on my ass.
I love it.
I don't like it. I don't like the Peloton either.
Sometimes
makes my balls fall asleep.
Some people say the heated seats give them the sensation that they have to make.
Well, I always have to make, as you know.
It's
a big problem with people I dine with regularly. It's embarrassing for me because I have to keep getting up from the table to pee.
Oh, I was talking about the other one.
Poo? A lot of things can come out of you. Poo?
Yes.
You're talking about number 2.
Yeah, you're warming up, your nether regions. And
I've never associated warm air with taking a dump.
But what, heated seat?
No.
Well,
all I know is my kids put the heated seat on full blast every time they're in the car, and females seem to like heated seats.
Yeah.
And hot. Females just seem to like hot.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a hacky premise, but it's true.
Hot yoga was not invented by a guy.
No, and then just being in a car like an Uber and having it be like 95 degrees and them being completely comfortable. Or wearing jackets indoors. It's iron deficiency, I have to believe.
Mm.
You know why? Menstruation.
Okay. All right.
That could be the only answer. You understand?
It's a question of the 4 bodily fluids.
You mean poop? I like seeing the train of college coaches complaining about going, kids storming the court. This is an issue.
By the way, the more I watch the overhead of Filipowski, he's trying to trip the kid who comes out, and that's how he hurts his ankle.
And it really looks like a rowdy bunch of gang members that are on the court there.
Yeah, the Wake Forest kids.
But he's trying to trip that one kid and push him at the same time. That's how he screws up his ankle.
Yeah, I mean, boy, this is really a story, huh?
Yeah.
We gotta start having the hunt again or something. We're becoming a society of real pussies. Like we can't legislate everything, ladies and gentlemen. People are gonna get hurt. We're gonna die. Like it's just gonna happen, man. It's a certainty. We got to relax a little bit. We can't legislate away everything. I mean, they're showing it like it's like an Ohio college in the 60s. Like, I mean, they're where John Dennis was very happy. Kent State.
Yep.
I mean, they're covering it like it's like a nom. I mean, it's kids bouncing around at a Wake Forest game. And they're essentially just a bunch of dorks. They're kids at a matinee Wake Forest game. They're dorks. They like sat outside and they jump up and down and paint their face. They're supposed to be classmates of the kids. Relax. Look at these bag of dorks. Let them have their fun. Jesus Christ. Imagine you start going after these kids. These are the same people that went after the Dungeons and Dragons kids. And all those kids were trying to do was sit in the basement and not bother anyone. Right, John?
Yeah, it's the reason we sit in the basement, to get out of everyone's way. We don't want to be messed with.
Can't you just let the band kids have, like, a little fun?
Jesus.
I mean, it's really the band kids. Like, bad kids can't jump up and down on the court. Are you so far removed from reality that you think these kids are, like, wild people that are, like, feral dogs running around the court? They're the biggest dorks at the school. And you're a effing supposed to be a leader of men, coach, you big dork.
Filipowski
spazzing around.
Filipowski looks like Mac Jones getting carried off the field.
Well, Filipowski's 7 feet tall and is not going to be a lottery pick, so good for Filipowski. Big deal if he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Big deal if he gets hurt. Who cares? You can't. You're 7 feet tall. You can't survive a bunch of band kids bumping into you. Oh my! Look at these tools. I mean, get out. They all have their phones in their hand. Real violent. Oh, my God. It's driving me nuts. Now it's driving me nuts. It's driving me crazy. We are such a society of pussies. We are just the worst. We're the worst. We're the worst. Then don't have them play football where they're really getting hurt. You're so concerned, you bunch of hypocrites. They're a bunch of hypocrites. Mm-hmm. You're lucky Flint's not pressing hustlers anymore. You'd all be a-holes of the month. All right, we'll be back.
Happy Super Bowl to all who celebrate from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. If you're like me, Super Bowl Sunday is all about scoring the best seat on the couch, grabbing your favorite football snacks, and placing some super bets. What do I love most about Super Bowl Sunday? It's the game, it's the food, it's the ads, it's the wagers I can make on the FanDuel app. FanDuel has so many ways for you to end the season with a dub, or 2, or 3. Not only can you bet on who will win Super Bowl 58, but FanDuel also has bets for which players will score a touchdown, how many points will be scored, and so much more. New customers join today and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Stewart to sign up. That's FanDuel.com/Stewart. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Massachusetts. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Hope is here. Gambling helpline MA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com or call 1-800-GAM-1234.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Award-winning movies often have incredible soundtracks, and many of those have gone on to become country gold. We've picked our top 5 country songs that have been nominated for an Oscar. Text Oscar to 45911 to see if your favorite made the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Oscar to 45911 and we'll send the link straight to your phone.
Twitch feed of this is going to be used all around the internet.
Get up.
The cat is finally out of the bag.
Get up.
We're back. Toucher and Hardy.
Get up.
98.5 The Sports Zone.
We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy, and we're brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. Guess who has a foot fetish? Thank you to listeners. When they ever see foot fetish material, they send it to me. And if it doesn't make me chuckle, it certainly doesn't gross me out. Would anyone care to guess what celebrity crooner is a foot fetish, a fetishizing?
James Corden.
He loves chicks, just every part of them.
Yeah.
Ace Frehley.
Ace Frehley's new song is not bad, by the way. It's called Cherry Medicine.
Huh.
And if I played it for you, you would not go, this is a terrible song.
So a celebrity singer
A crooner, I told you. Male crooner.
Michael Bublé.
He looks like one. What if I told you a man by name Ricky Martin?
Huh.
Oh.
This is according to Entertainment Weekly. Ricky Martin opens up about being a foot guy. I love feet. We all have something. Ricky Martin doesn't seem to have cold feet when it comes to sharing his passion for a certain part of the lower extremity. A new GQ profile, the Grammy-winning artist and Livin' La Vica Loca singer, as among many other things, being in Menudo, opened up about his long-standing foot obsession and what he enjoys most about the appendages. Quote, I love feet. I have a foot thing. He told the magazine, I love foot massages, and I would kiss your feet for like crazy for hours. He's not embarrassed to admit it either. We all have something, Martin said. Some of us have a fetish for armpits.
He said that?
Who has that?
He did. He said he's not embarrassed to admit it either. We all have something, said Martin 52. Some have a fetish for armpits. What psycho? Jeez Louise, use me as a human sewer and move on. The former Menudo member, who has shown off his own tootsies on social media, said that fans support his fascination too. I have fans that can draw my feet like a piece of art, he noted. They write to me, Ricky, I can recognize your feet from a mile away. Martin previously spoke about being a foot guy during a 2017 interview with Harry Connick Jr., fellow crooner. Don't judge me, please, he pleaded. I think in jest, though. I don't think he was really pleading. I think he's pleading to the choir, if you know what I'm saying. Don't judge me, please, he pleaded. I have a crazy foot fetish. Like crazy, it's bad. He even joked about checking out people's feet when he meets them for the first time. Martin also confirmed that a particularly gnarly foot can be a deal breaker for him. Pretty feet are pretty feet, he mused. Ugly feet are like duck fights. How ugly does it get?
But the...
Hang on. Hang on. Martin announced his divorce from JWAN Yosef.
Juan Yosef. They were married for 6 years.
Yeah, last July he announced it. For some time, we have considered transforming our relationship, and after careful consideration, that we have decided to end our marriage with love, respect, and feet. They have children, preserving and honoring what we've experienced as a couple all these wonderful years. And then he went on to slide it in between a pair of inseams.
I feel bad for him if he's that much into feet and he is into guys, then that is probably going to narrow down his selection because, not to categorize, but who is more likely to have gnarly feet, a man or a woman?
Have you seen Steven Tyler's feet on the internet?
No.
They are a mangled mess.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all over the place. He's got toes pitting to and fro. I have a feeling that Ricky Martin, if he wants to, can find any kind of male foot that he likes. He ain't bad to look at. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about his feet.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Scott Zolak's here. Hi, Scott.
Hi. Speaking of bare feet. We've talked about this before, too. Joey Chestnut got beat in a eating contest. Mm-hmm. Someone ate 338 pistachios in 10 minutes, which beat...
I can do that.
Yeah, I could do that probably, too.
That doesn't sound that right.
33 pistachios a minute?
Is there a crack?
338 pistachios.
In how long?
They're generally 10 minutes.
You just got to be able to swallow them. I wonder if you had to crack them, which then makes it not even really an eating contest, more of a
8
dexterity.
minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, then you got to crack them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to crack them. That sounds like a fun thing to judge and watch. Have you ever seen him and Esoteric in the same place? No, you have not, is the answer to that. They look almost identical. Hi, Scott.
Hi. Can you do that Matt McCarthy thing now? We had him in, I think, a week or two ago.
Yeah,
I think Hardy was on vacation.
Yeah, you'll never be the same. I blew your goddamn face off.
Fred thinks he's making fun of me so much. It doesn't even sound like me.
It doesn't even sound like me.
Can you do that one,
fool.
like the one with the Brit? And I'll do Morgan Freeman.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Wait, do you want me to do?
You got to do the Brit one.
Let me set it up for you guys. This is a scene. This is a deleted scene from Shawshank Redemption.
Playing catch in the yard.
You're in the cafeteria. Morgan Freeman is red, and Cold Cuts McCarthy has been sentenced to life in prison at Shawshank. You're sitting down for your first meal together, and go.
I'll tell you, this Warren's a real stick in the mud. I hope no one sticks my mud.
That boy Andy opened his mouth, and I knew that McCarthy wouldn't last long. That tall drink of water when he got off the bus. And then we were playing catch-out in the yard with my 3-fingered mitt.
You know what else has got 3 fingers?
I said that's the sister.
John Henry's the counting team.
With them.
It only counts to 3. He seems to have forgot a couple zeros. I want to know a real zero. It's that Alex Cora.
We do this for a whole segment.
Oh, you think?
I didn't mean anything by that text because I came in halfway through. And I didn't know if you were guys in the middle of a bit.
You guys actually have Elliot Wolf on. It might be at 10.
We gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go. All right, that'll do it for us. They might have Elliot Wolf at 10. That'll do it for us. Bye.
Happy Super Bowl to all who celebrate from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. If you're like me, Super Bowl Sunday is mostly about watching the game. Having some food and some stuff. Great. Okay, I want to watch the game, but I also want to bet on the game, and I want to bet on other things in and around the game. Yeah, I'm the guy who will bet the anthem length. I'll place a wager or 2 or 10. That's what makes it so great on FanDuel, because you can bet so many different ways on the Super Bowl. And new customers, join today. You'll get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. FanDuel.com/Hardy. FanDuel.com/Hardy. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Massachusetts. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Hope is here. Gambling helpline MA.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com or call 1-800-GAM-1234.